It's 1 a.m. The streets are entirely empty, and the only intersection in sight is shrouded in an eerie silence. A woman with her face veiled approaches the center of the crossroad. She leaves behind a small bundle, a lemon pierced with countless pins, a red sari, bridal makeup, and a single burning clay lamp. This is a practice known as Kriya Samagri. It operates on a brutal mechanical logic. A person sheds their own haunting or misfortune by tying it to these physical objects and leaves them at a crossroad. The ritual detaches the dark energy from the original host and binds it to the next unsuspecting stranger who crosses its path. It creates a completely blind trap. There is no targeted malice here. The ritual only requires a victim who happens to be in the wrong place at exactly the wrong time. That victim ends up being Priyanshi.
She's walking home from a party with friends when the streetlights above them suddenly begin to flicker. In the dim, flashing light, Priyanshi fails to see the bundle at the intersection. Her foot lands squarely on the cursed items. Her friend Ayushi immediately recognizes the danger. She panics, begging Priyanshi to apologize to the spirits for the accidental misstep, so the entity won't follow her home. But Priyanshi refuses. Instead of apologizing, she actively mocks the ritual. She kicks the cursed objects out of the way, laughs at her friend's fear, and keeps walking. In occult terms, this reaction completely changes the equation. An accident is passive, but deliberately mocking the ritual issues a direct, active invitation to whatever entity is attached to that offering. By treating a supernatural boundary with arrogance, Priyanshi turns a moment of bad luck into a locked-in, active spiritual breach. The consequences manifest almost immediately. The moment Priyanshi lies down to sleep, she starts hearing whispers. Then, she sees a woman with a severely burnt face, wearing the red sari from the crossroad, perched directly above her. From there, Priyanshi rapidly loses control of her own body. She falls into deep trances, sitting at her vanity in the dead of night, brutally mutilating her own face with makeup while smiling. The entity's grip tightens over the next 24 hours. Priyanshi ignores the food, drops to the floor, picks up a large black cockroach and puts it in her mouth. Her desperate parents rush her to the hospital, where the haunting takes a terrifying new dimension. A patient in Priyanshi's shared room dies, and Priyanshi, who was entirely unconscious, suddenly wakes up, psychically absorbing and repeating the dead woman's final moments before collapsing. Every spasm and hallucination marks a specific step in the entity's progress, as it systematically rewires Priyanshi's mind and nervous system. Back home, the haunting hits its peak. Priyanshi realizes she isn't just seeing one ghost anymore. An entire swarm of wandering spirits is marching toward her, including the soul of a friend named Vrinda, who had recently taken her own life. Priyanshi's bones physically contort and snap in horrific angles as this multitude of foreign spirits simultaneously force their way inside her body. A local tantric arrives to help. He draws a protective ring of fire, but as soon as he steps inside, he is completely overwhelmed by the sheer volume of voices coming from Priyanshi and retreats in defeat. Mocking the ritual shattered Priyanshi's spiritual seal, creating a psychic vacuum. The tantric expected a one-on-one exorcism, not a swarm treating her body as a vacant house. Mathematically, an open human body has no limit to the entities it can house. The tantric delivers a grim diagnosis. Priyanshi's body is holding so many souls that only a massive, coordinated effort by 51 Aghoris can survive the exorcism. That midnight, Priyanshi's father runs directly to the local cremation grounds, or shmashan, to beg these ascetics for intervention. At dawn, the Aghoris arrive. These are men who live among the dead, covered in the ash of human pyres, carrying an intimidating aura as they set up their ritual space in the family's living room. Curing this level of infection requires fighting fire with fire. You cannot reason with a swarm. You have to deploy overwhelming ancient ascetic power to forcefully expel the dark magic. The Aghoris ignite a Mahayagya, a massive ceremonial fire. For 5 grueling hours, they chant over the flames, while countless different voices scream through Priyanchi's mouth as they are dragged out one by one. Finally, the last spirit is pulled from her. The Aghoris secure the shattered spiritual doorway with protective talismans, leaving Priyanchi alive but physically drained. Priyanchi survives only because her father reached the Aghoris in time, but her recovery serves as a stark map of a hidden danger. Occult tradition views the Crossroad as a volatile thinning of the veil, a permanent intersection between the physical world and spiritual realms. Disrespecting a Crossroad ritual offers an open invitation to every wandering entity in the vicinity, turning the human body into a permanent tenement for the dead.